Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel. As most of you may know, I'm Ethan and I am a content creator and I own a digital marketing agency called To Aspire. As you can see, we're currently outside right now. It is actually a pretty nice view. I'm currently in San Diego right now on a work trip and currently at my parents' house. I'm actually born and raised in San Diego and I moved over to Atlanta, Georgia 3 years ago. But today it brings me here for a work and family trip. So I'm currently outside right now because I didn't realize my parents were going to be out this morning and I didn't have a key to their place. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just film content for the time being until one of them gets back. So we were going to be filming this episode outside in their backyard. But not backyard, but like their front yard. So today, this episode is all about what kind of content you should be producing, creating, and posting on social media. So in the previous episode, we talked about if you're interested in building, there's someone watching, if you're interested in starting your own brand, which I think is very important, even if you're not interested in showing your face, or the most important thing that we have to recognize is the fact that we should be I need to get used to being able to speak in public and people watching. I think that's one of the things I have to get comfortable with. First thing first, it was getting comfortable with the camera. I don't know if you've seen like last year's YouTube videos, I was a little bit awkward, but now I feel like I'm slowly getting the hang. I'm slowly getting the hang of like the camera, but now is actually people doing it in public setting. I tried actually going to a coffee shop today and trying to film something, but there are just too many people watching. So gotta slowly build over that confidence if I want to be able to take my content to the next level. But for the time being, I'm gonna try to be more in a private area. Getting back to my point is it is very, very important to build some sort of brand identity on social media or build like your presence, just because we are continuing to evolve into the digital world. Social media is here to stay. Becoming a content creator is gonna be a demand. Even no matter like how many brands are out there, being the face of a brand or managing a brand or managing your own brand, that is something that is gonna be the thing going forward. And so I'm here to be able to share any insight that I've learned in the past year and to be able to have you get follow along and all of the other content that I produce and all the new things that comes out for social media.
Why you wanna run away? Why you gotta be afraid? I wish I could make.
So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the kinds of content we should be promoting on social media. I do think we need to understand the fact of what the intentions are when it comes to this kind of content. So once you identify what brand and who your target audience is and the kind of content you'll be producing from a macro level, meaning like from a big picture level, that will be able to help you determine what kinds of content from a micro level you can be promoting. So we want to be able to make sure the content we post is going to hit our overarching goal, which is like how we choose to show up. And a lot of these content that we produce need to have some kind of purpose behind it. And the way that I've always told my client, the way that I lead my days is I want to, before I create any content, I think about what are the goals I'm trying to get my audience to see, my community to see, and and how I can inspire them on what they choose to do next. And so I really always want you to put that in the back of your mind when you're producing the content or building out your content strategy. It's not about how you want to look, it's about how you want your target audience to see you and to gain value out of what you bring. You always want to make sure that you're adding value to your community. And I think that's a lot of times we see a lot of unfollows or when it comes to people seeing content and it doesn't bring them any value in their day-to-day, then it doesn't give them a reason to follow you. So I really want you to always put that as the main anchor when it comes to producing the content. Like, what can I do to be able to have my audience stay and follow along for my journey? And what kind of content do I need to produce to keep them engaged? And so when it comes to the three types of content, you gotta sprinkle these three things just so that you can be able to hit that overarching theme. I call them the 3 E's. just for the sake of simplicity, first it's going to be empower, engaging, and educational. So when it comes to these three things, this should be able to check all the boxes to hit your overarching goal and to be able to keep your followers engaged. When it comes to educational content, I think first and foremost, educational content is always going to be something that your audience or your community can gain value out of. So posting that they can learn something new, if it's new about you, new about something that you're promoting, always provides something that they can always get and they can learn and they can even chime in and see and if it's impactful. I think that can be as simple as an infographic, that can be as simple as like a movement or a trend that's going on. Always figure out what kind of content you can educate your audience in. Second, it is engaging. Engaging that will get more of the comments, that people to chime in, to talk, post engaging content. So things that you can be able to get people to discuss. It can be like a triggering point. It can be thought-provoking content, just really getting them engaged so that they'll be able to provide input. And not only that, the more engagement you get, the more that the algorithm sees it, that your page is active, the more that it will push out to more people. And then the last point is empowering. I think a lot of like brands these days do a lot of empowering content. So I think that is something that's easy. Another way for empowering, like inspirational content, like things of like some milestones that you hit, some things that you're able to help do better, or like showcasing more of the highlights of your day. So I think the empowering content is always something that makes people feel good. And that's something that we should continue to promote because we need more good in this world. Or even put in some reality, like putting some reality and challenges of things. Those are empowering. So it empowers your audience community to react to it. So, and I think ultimately, when it comes to these types of three content, it has its purpose as well too. Educational content is more intended to save or share. Engaging content is more comment and more maybe sharing. Empowering content is more likes and comments. So each of these content serves its purpose, and you should be able to figure out how you're going to sprinkle that into your content plan calendar and into your strategy. So really give a good mix of it, because if you're going to post empowering content every single day of the week, your audience is not going to gain any value. They're going to be happy for you, or they're going to be like, wow, cool, or they'll like it. But over time, they're like, okay, I'm seeing enough of this. Like, what value is it going to bring to me? So same thing goes with like educational. They may just get bored of seeing all this infographics, or get bored of being educated all the time. They just want to get some inspiration out of it. So always really finding the mix between the three categories, and then being able to be strategized it as well too. And you can even make it in a way that like if you're focusing on a certain theme, figure out how you want to educate them, and then you want to figure out how you can get them engaged in that. So just there is a process that you should really follow, but I really think that it's also going to depend on the kind of content that you are looking to promote. So I said enough. Please comment below if you have any input or any ideas, or even any thoughts on the kinds of on this episode. Really would love to hear it, because as I'm growing and I want to take you along on this journey, but ultimately just really focus on hitting these three types of categories, and so that you can really have a well-rounded profile. And this goes for even all of your platforms that you're looking to promote: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Always want to make sure you're hitting the three targets. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you thought it was insightful and helpful, please like and add any feedback that you would like to have. But also please follow me on my other platforms. I have Instagram and I have TikTok. Yeah, I will see you next week. Have a great day.